Hey everybody, I'm Laurel and welcome back to my channel. Today is the first video in a month-long meal prep series celebrating Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. On October 1st, 1971, Walt Disney World opened to the public and I would have to say many lives were changed. So in this series, each week I'm going to be making WW-friendly versions of my favorite Walt Disney World foods. I am a huge Disney Parks fan, so I've been looking for a way to combine two of my favorite hobbies, cooking and Disney Parks fangirling. Also, I'm thrilled to be justifying my ears collection. This week, we're starting at the Polynesian Village Resort for Ohana Teriyaki Yakisoba. Then we're going to make our way into Adventureland in the Magic Kingdom for pineapple Dole Whip Trifles. I'd love for you to take a moment and like this video and leave a comment below telling me what your favorite food from Walt Disney World is, or any other Disney park. I am so excited, so let's get to the kitchen.
Let's start by getting the oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm making pineapple upside down protein donuts as the cake for my pineapple Dole Whip Trifles. The protein powder I'm using today is PE Science Select Protein in the Cake Pop flavor. This is by far my favorite. For this recipe, I'm starting with my base protein donut recipe, and I'm only making half a batch. In a bowl, I add 1.5 scoops of flavored protein powder. Next, add a half a cup of Kodiak Cakes buttermilk, flapjack, and waffle mix, a half teaspoon of baking powder, half a container of flavored fat-free Greek yogurt. I'm using Dannon Light and Fit Vanilla Greek Yogurt today. You can use whatever flavor you want. If there's a pineapple that exists, use that. And 3/4 cup of water. Mix until combined. I use my hand mixer for this because it's so much easier, but don't overmix it. I think I may have overmixed mine. Lightly spray a silicone donut mold or a muffin pan with nonstick spray. I've linked mine in the description below. I have a 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple that I'm going to use throughout the meal prep, so go ahead and get that drained of the juice. Put a tablespoon or so of pineapple in the bottom of 9 donut molds and sprinkle some monk fruit sweetener on top. I probably should have used more than I did so that it would actually make a bit of a caramel sauce on the bottom, so maybe use more than me. Then divide your batter evenly. I use an ice cream scoop to attempt to make less of a mess than usual, and I think it actually helped. These cute little guys bake for 15 minutes. Next, I'm putting a pot of water on the stove so that it comes to a boil by the time I'm ready for it. I'm not the best at meal prep time management, but I try. I'm moving on to the pineapple fluff portion of the trifle because it needs to set up in the fridge for a while. Add all but 1/4 cup or so of the pineapple to the bowl. We'll be using the remaining pineapple for our teriyaki sauce. Then 1 box of fat-free, sugar-free instant vanilla pudding mix, and mix it well. Use about 3/4 container of light whipped cream. This is about 170 grams, but I think 136-ish grams looks like plenty, so that's what I used. I probably could have used more though. I didn't want to get the points too high. Fold the whipped cream into the pineapples. Try to do it gently. Don't go ham on it like I did. It'll be fine if you do though. Just let it sit in the fridge and solidify again. Get this into the fridge to set for at least an hour. Longer if you can. Again, my time management isn't the best for meal prepping, so it got about an hour. Now that my donuts are done, they need to sit and cool off before I try to pull them out of the pan. Moving on to the noodles. Weigh out 8 ounces of uncooked spaghetti. I'm using plain spaghetti, but you can use whole wheat if you want. If you're on purple, whole wheat is going to reduce those points. Make sure to salt your water so that it's as salty as the sea. Then get your noodles in to cook for about 1 minute less than package directions. Since these are for meal prep, they'll probably cook a little bit more in the microwave when you're ready to eat them later in the week. The base recipe I'm using for my teriyaki noodles is a recipe I got from Light Cravings. That's actually for a copycat Panda Express chow mein. I love this dish so much. My family does too. It's so filling, it tastes just like Panda Express's. I switch it up a bit by changing the sauce to make it a bit more of a teriyaki. The recipe calls for 3 celery ribs, but I use 8. I really love celery. Chop the celery up fairly thinly. To make the sauce, add 1/3 of a cup of tamari or soy sauce, 1/3 of a cup of G. Hughes sugar-free orange ginger marinade. You don't have to use this, you can use a teriyaki sauce if you want. 2 teaspoons of grated ginger or ginger paste, 3 cloves of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and black pepper. Whisk that up and give it a taste. Mine was saltier than I wanted, so I added some granulated monk fruit sweetener to make it sweeter to balance it out. The authentic Ohana Teriyaki Yakisoba is a bit too sweet for me, so I went a more savory route with my version. Get a bit of cooking spray into a big pan. I'll link the bottle below. Get your celery, the 1/4 cup of reserved crushed pineapple, and 1 cup of diced onions. I'm using frozen because onions make me cry like a baby. Get those sauteing in the pan for about 5 minutes, or until the celery is starting to look translucent and a bit soft. Then add a 10-ounce bag of shredded cabbage and let that cook for another 5 minutes or until it's wilted. Once all the veggies are cooked, add in the cooked spaghetti and all of the sauce and stir to combine. Because this is supposed to be a yakisoba, I let this cook without stirring for about 10 more minutes while I worked on other things. You don't have to do this, and honestly, it didn't make that much of a difference. Time to assemble my trifles. I'm using my mini mason jars, which I linked below. Each trifle gets 1½ donuts, that I cut into small pieces. I layer half of the donut pieces on the bottom, then some pineapple fluff, then more donut pieces, then more pineapple fluff. Make sure to get these into the fridge right away so that they don't melt. If you plan to take these with you to work, make sure to get them in a fridge at work or pack an ice pack to keep them cool. The original Dole Whip that this recipe is based on is a pineapple soft serve. I wanted to stick with that pineapple flavor profile, but I wanted to do something different. And a mini trifle sounded really good to me. Each trifle is 5 points on all 3 WW plans. Now let's get my teriyaki noodles dished up. This week I'm using a stir-fry blend of veggies. I love this blend, but every time I use it, I always think to myself, this really needs more broccoli. I very happily eat broccoli every day. For the teriyaki noodles, the recipe says that a serving size is a heaping 1 cup, but I feel like I get much more out of a serving. I top each bowl with 3 ounces of Tyson grilled and ready, fully cooked chicken breast strips. You can cook up your own chicken, but I knew this would be a long one, so I opted for the easy way. I was really hoping to find the blackened chicken strips, but my Walmart was out. And here they are, my WW version of Ohana's Teriyaki Yakisoba. The noodles are 5 points on all plans using the ingredients that I used. And the chicken is 2 points on green, 0 points on blue and purple, making this lunch prep 7 points on green, 5 points on blue and purple.
Well, that's all I have to share with you today. Stay tuned because next week I'm putting my twist on Epcot's Canadian cheddar cheese soup and Be Our Guest restaurant's gray stuff. Try the gray stuff, it's delicious. I really appreciate you spending time with me and I can't wait to see you again next time. Bye! Oh, that's awfully close. This is awfully